5 days ago, I walked away from the safest career I've ever had. Now I'm 44, I'm in debt, and I'm trying to build a life as an artist and a writer. This might be either the craziest or the best decision I've ever made, but honestly, I'm tired of waiting. I want to be honest with what went wrong without criticising anybody. By knocking other people down, I'm not going to raise myself any higher, and I need to move on now. But here's how I felt. My job was in the health and social care sector. It was a job that involved me looking after very complex individuals, trying to help them get the support that they needed. I loved this at the beginning. I really feel like I was born to help people in some way, but month after month, year after year, it gradually wore me down to the point that I wasn't looking after myself anymore. My whole focus was on looking after other people at home, and then I would go to work and I would look after other people, and that's all I did 24 hours a day. And I wasn't looking after myself, and I became very unwell with stress and depression and anxiety, and that's when I knew I couldn't do this forever. Secondly, I was feeling increasingly dismissed, ignored and excluded. I was dealing with people who really needed support, yet at work I wasn't feeling supported at all to do the job. This got worse and really started to affect my mental health in a completely new way. The thing I now realise is that I do not have a corporate mindset. I think with my heart isn't just something that I feel with. I think with it. I make my decisions, and always have done, based on true inner feelings that I have. I don't make sensible business decisions. I don't make decisions based around money. I've always found that really difficult, I think, because I guess I'm emotional and I'm sensitive, and that's not a weakness at all. But it means that I do not cope very well in that kind of working environment when money and business is the most important thing over everything else. And I knew I had to get out, because that isn't me. It's not my personality. I can't change that part of myself, and I don't want to change that part of myself. So I feel that if I focused on the business side of things rather than looking after people, then I would become cold and detached, and I wouldn't do my job very well, and I wouldn't be happy. So I decided that I needed to create my own world. That's what I'm doing now. Filling my days with what makes me happy, being creative, writing and drawing and painting and cooking and reading. But the thing with creating your own world is that doesn't always lead to making money. I think it can do, but that's my biggest problem at the moment. My biggest goal, I guess my two goals at the moment is, one, heal from the past few months, kind of recover from the working environment that I was in, look after myself. That's an important goal. My second goal is that I need money to pay off my debt, or my debts, to be honest, to pay off my debts, to make sure I eat and pay my bills and all of that lovely grown-up stuff. The world that I've created needs to be able to earn me money. So I've been out of work for almost a week. What am I doing with my time? I'm painting every day. I'm currently doing watercolour studies to learn how to paint better watercolour portraits that I'm hoping to sell one day. So I'm working on that every day. I'm also writing every day, which is something that I've longed to do forever. Previously I would write, and then for weeks I wouldn't write at all. And then I would start writing again. And then I wouldn't write at all for weeks or months. I find it very difficult to stick to it, especially when you're working every day. How are you supposed to use that time, your spare time, to write when you're absolutely exhausted? And I was exhausted. I was helping people all day. I had no time for myself afterwards. Now I'm writing every day. It's just a little bit, but making it a constant practice to write every day. I'm really excited actually, because I'm also working on a fairy tale, which might actually be a book. That obviously, if it becomes a book, I could sell that maybe. So I would like to illustrate it as well. So it would be fairy tales, a book of fairy tales, or one long fairy tale with also illustrations as well. So that's my plan. So I'm writing that every day, and that's never written fantasy before, and that's actually really, it's new. I also have lots of random plans, digital products that I'd like to create, physical products. I've got like a list of what I need to buy when I start earning money, and I'd like a printer so I can print artworks and photos, because I do photography as well, so I could print out the photographs, my artwork, and sell those. I want to create prompt decks for writers and artists as well. It's like little pack of like little cards that act as prompts for your writing or artwork. So that's another thing I want to do when I get printer. So that's exciting. My brain is just full of ideas all the time. Like I wake up thinking about them and I write them down. I've got loads of ideas, but having loads of ideas, they're not actual products. And this stage is me turning those ideas into products. There's a lot of writing that I'm doing about products, not actual products yet. I want to encourage others by these videos by being open, transparent, authentic, but I need to be realistic. It's going to be really hard, and I need to be realistic. I know in a month or sooner I will run out of money. If that happens, or when that happens, it's likely I will need to find a corporate job to work so I can afford to live. I really don't want to do that. I want to work. I am not work shy, but I want to work for myself, being creative. That's how I want to make my money. I need to start earning soon, so I don't end up in that trap, because I know that if that happens and that I get a real job in the corporate world, financially I will be better off, but mentally I will be miserable. And I will fall back into the trap of going to work, coming home, being exhausted, sleeping, and this will just go on and on and on and on until I burn out again, and then I'll be back to square one. So I need to start earning soon, so I do not fall into that trap. And I'm scared. I'm scared it's not going to work. I'm scared of failing, and I have no idea what tomorrow will look like, or the next week, let alone the next month. That's a little bit terrifying. But that's the reality of my life right now. I haven't got it all figured out, but I really want this. I need this. So that's the reality of life right now. I haven't got it all figured out. But if any of this resonates with you, if you've ever felt like this before, we can figure this out together.